I'm just so proud of Azan for just the way that he thinks of something and that he will execute it.
A lot of people who we so-called voting for saying they're coming to help us and things like that, I don't think they're doing nothing. But you know, we need to do things like that. We can't just think about ourselves.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, having a purpose that's greater than self.
Back then, did you have fear when you had to go out there and do this job, feed the community and do these different things? Did you have fear? Did you think that seeing all these, our leaders get hurt, did you feel like it would even happen on the lower level of the totem pole of the work being done? Did you feel like you could be possibly hurt?
You know where I had a fear? They called us and said, look, we're heading out to Raleigh, North Carolina. There was going to be a large demonstration. There's a brother locked down in the prison there. I can't remember his name. And we all heading out, and Angela Davis told us to go out there. I said, okay, I'm coming, we go in. So we all jump on buses and head out there. And I said, okay, we go in, but it's the buses head out to North Carolina, we go on. So when we reached there, we all rallying and marching to the prison. But I don't know North Carolina. Well, I know we headed out there. So all of a sudden somebody in the front said, the Ku Klux Klan is in the front. Now I freak out because I never see a Ku Klux Klan in my life. I heard about the Ku Klux Klan. Huh? So then somebody said, everybody hold hands. And I'm grabbing the hands now. So all I remember is this black brother, and all I remember is holding his hand. Did you see? So we all marching. And when I look, the Ku Klux Klan lining up. They had the guns, the white robes, the thing up, whatever, and the kids all dressed up.
They had the kids with them too?
The kids with them.
They was getting them ready early, huh?
All the time. I'm telling you, I never forget that in my life. All I remember, we would march to the prison and march back. All I remember is getting back on that bus back to Boston.
Wow.
That was it.
Yeah, it was it. But see, stuff like that with the United States itself they allowed these individuals to terrorize and create trauma to a culture of people.
That's trauma.
This is why me, myself, I call the United States of America, a total fraud. And they need to step up and be brought up on charges. And they need to, answer to those charges for the harm that they caused to my culture, my ancestors, and me continuously.
Yes.
Because there's no reason why because my skin is dark, and I have a nose that is wide or whatever have you, that I have to be targeted and subject to certain rulings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen to my counterpart. I even ran my college days, we ran an experiment, a white friend of mine's, and the result of that experiment kind of like opened my eyes to wow, there is racism in a certain extent because people are taught,
of course,
how to hate other people.
Yeah.
Even this Magna, everybody don't need to look into this Magna where y'all talking about, okay, Trump should be president. No disrespect, Trump. You tough dog, do what you do. But anyway, with Trump, he knew that these individuals wanted a voice.
Right.
Because their voices was stifled late 70s, 80s, and they secretly have been causing harm to the black culture. Secretly making laws, rules that really oppress the black culture.
Being judges, being sheriffs, being doctors, being
putting powers in hands of individuals that still had the mentality, and especially in the legal process, that had the mentality of slave catching.
Yep.
Which ended up with a numerous amount of our children, not just adults, our children being harmed by people who were supposed to protect.
Right.
make it make sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So again, I look at reform. I mean, I can blame the next man for one man's mistake, but we have to think about a reform. We have to think about changing what is wrong, fix it. You know, and fixing it sometimes means it's going to hurt somebody. You know, it's going, somebody's going to lose something. You know, that's what it's coming down to. But when you have a group of people who have set up a system to protect them from the actual process and due processes of the law, there you have your anarchy. That's what this is where we're going to be. And this is why they keep us apart. You know, I always say Willie Lynch was a brilliant man. He got them to believe, one, he didn't exist. He got them to believe, two, that this work that he's providing to the massa will last forever, through generations.
Right. And they took that and just kept building off of it.
And they're still building off of it. And guess what? That is also, if you go back and you study your Greek history and mythology and orthology, you will understand how did they come up with this system and where was it really originated from. The Romans tweaked it, Roman gods, all that good shit. They tweaked it. The United States, and again, when Rome broke up, let's talk about that. They really didn't break up. They just went and got different areas of the earth.
Right.
Come on, the Roman Empire was ridiculous. It control it. There is no other. Even though the United States is trying to be that Roman Empire was the superpower. Right now, they're not the superpower because they broke up.
They got power in different
locations.
All over.
Africa, England. Come on, it's all in your face. And that's the whole problem. It's in our face, but we do nothing about it.
Right.
Come on, every day you can go to, they can put it on TV, they can put it in libraries, they can put it in books. Guess what? They're going to put it in a C program for you to watch.
But you're not doing anything about it.
Roots. Come on. No one responded to the call of action of this abuse of this culture. This is ridiculous. And it's hard when, the few that I do know that are in the fight for our culture, it's hard for them because they're fighting us.
Yeah.
We turn upon each other. Like I said, Willie Lynch is brilliant.
So, Republican or Democrat?
I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat.
Neither one?
No.
Why not?
The both of them is the same.
What about you?
Huh?
Republican and Democrat?
That's a joke.
Both of them.
That is a joke. Do you want me to break that down for you?
Yeah.
Here you go. Republicans was really formed by us.
By black people.
By black people to go against.
Y'all hear that?
To go against the Democratic reign. Now, I don't know how Democrats got this good glory and love portion and all this good stuff, but they did some crazy. They're a part of the problem of the releasing of all these laws that our ancestors died from and suffered through. That was what formed the Republican Party.
What is one way we can hurt them today? What is one way that without physically, what is one way we could, let them know that we're paying attention now, that we finally are ready to come together slightly?
When we begin to talk to each other and heal, we bear our ancestors' trauma every day.
We have to have meetings. We have to have.
Yes.
Because we used to do it. We used to have meetings where people will talk about God, Marcus Garvey, different things we used to have. I used to love it.
Go to
You
Cypher.
understand?
give you education that you're not gonna hear from the media or the TV.
No, we can't have it. You understand?
But basically, that's what y'all was doing,
We
like.
were doing it. You understand? We know what, like, if you ask the average person, do you know anything about Marcus Garvey? Do you know about Grenada? What happened in Grenada? Do you know what happened in Grenada? They said, Grenada? Do you know what
Go and
America
look that
did to
up.
Grenada?
Go and look what America did to Grenada
educational
and every
system.
other place.
The educational system
Do you know what it
of
does?
today is a joke. They
Yes.
over-test your children because they already know you have the ability, which I call is great knowledge that's stored in a chest that you have to obtain and unlock.
Yeah.
When you go to school, an instructor is only instructing you of his ideology of what he learned, which influences you to your ideology and what you want to do. It's not a hard rocket science. Everybody think they gotta go to college, spend millions of dollars.
Right.
No,
Right.
yeah.
It's sad.
You know,
All you gotta do is come together.
YouTube University is cheaper.
It's cheaper. I tell people this.
Google.
I tell people this. I spend my own money to learn how to do things, you know, as an entrepreneur. And if I fail a little bit, at least I didn't spend 100, 200, 300,000 on college to learn it. I'm learning it on the strip. I'm learning it through YouTube. I'm learning it through the internet. Like,
I'm big on independence. You know, that's one of the things that and I came up with that when I was working. I was working with Universal Records, moving up the ranks and all that good stuff. It was, and seeing what they do, the practice, and then me studying the things that I study and learning of these practices and seeing the truth behind them, how it is absolutely one, lying, deceiving, robbing, and cheating. It made me sick, so I gave up that job, went independent. Everybody laughed at me like, independent manager ain't gonna work. But I'm the original Dundada when you talk about independent managers.
y'all hear that?
You know, because I stepped away.
Look 'em up.
And when I stepped away, I did take two good artists with me. You know, and it was contrary to popular demand. Everybody's got to understand the levels of artistry. There's A, B, C, D, and E. There's nothing past E. There's no F. You know, what are you as you're an independent artist is an E artist. You're trying to go up that level to become a B or A artist. C artists are also popular because they mostly do bar mitzvahs, parties, and stuff like that. You feel me?
Yep.
But they make that money.
Right.
You know, and that's what it's about. Then it's the problem of educating yourself to understanding how much on the table can you go after. Because every time I interject with independent artists, I find out that they leave a whole lot on the table because they don't understand the process.
Right.
You know, and again, it brings me right back to us. We need to understand the process.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
if we understand the process, we can make a difference. And a long time I used to be saying, oh, the man, he got us down, he's gonna get over. No, it's us.
it's us.
And our imagination of this fake man, you know, that's got us down. We need to get up, educate ourselves, like Sister said here, have meetings, educate our children. You know what I'm saying? Because the education system is a joke. It's not going to teach them our history, our true history. And we need to find the real brothers and sisters that can do that. Because we have pretenders out here, bro.
Yeah.
You know? We have too many pretenders out here. And what I call huggy bears, they come in a dime a dozen.
Did you see where the Afrobeats artist got an award in Boston the other day?
I heard of it.
Yeah. What you feel about that? He got an award for he got a day, a Boston day. So he's known the day is known as Burner Boy Day.
Burner Boy Day.
He's from Africa. He's an Afrobeats, and they're giving him a day to honor him in Boston for that day.
We may not like it. It's entertainment, and it's a different culture. In his culture, that word, those languages is okay. You know, it's even bringing it back to the N-word. You know, like we you know, my ninja, my this. You know, back and forth. Different cultures and different people settle for different things. Some people may not like it. Doesn't mean that it shouldn't be done.
Right.
Or you know, I've seen in my lifetime, I've seen bad things revert and do good things. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's
Sometimes,
kinda, you got it's a toss up. Like I said, it's entertainment for one. So you know, me taking a personal shot at him because it's Burna Boy. I don't know, is that his name?
Yeah, that's
his
name.
stage name?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's his stage name. See
But
what
do
I'm
you
saying?
believe that he should have had...
Was it appropriate for them to nominate him?
To nominate him, right.
A bully on them. You know what I'm saying? You should know the city you're in. You know what I'm saying? Respect your city boundaries. But this is what I'm talking about. We don't got that. We ain't got that type of respect.
I think it have too many people who do too many in the Boston area should be nominated in the same time as he getting something.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You know,
We don't look at home.
Right.
We look outside of home.
Right.
It's even if you look at a lot of our elected officials or a lot of administrative systems. I'm sorry, let me correct it. A lot of our civil servants.
Right.
They're hired outside. Most of those people are from outside.
I know, I noticed that
The
too.
person that was
I
running
never
our
understood
educational system.
From Chicago, right?
From Chicago.
And then
Look at the Chicago system.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know, if that was the case, we could have got it right here out of our backyard. I know a
Right.
sister who could have ran that and probably brought us up because she lived it. She went through the public school system. She's an educator herself. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I saw some of the success that she's done with kids that they were diagnosed as ADHD. You feel me? We don't look at those because why? We do not come together like they do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They planned 10 years or better before us.
Yeah, of course.
So what are we doing? We're sitting there going off of their plan.
Right. Just waiting for them to make the plan.
Oh, hey, the handout's been real. You know what I'm saying? Again, here's another tidbit of history. EBT, welfare, SNAP, stolen. That was a black initiative. It was not. It was not meant to be a government initiative. You feel me? And this is one of the reasons, and how they was able to take it. Smear campaigns, all kind of other stuff. But when individuals like Huey and all of them went to the government to be funded, the government laughed. That's why they said we're doing it ourselves.
Huey P. Newton?
Yes. We're doing it ourselves. And that's what it was.
That's how I feel today.
You know, so what did that show me? Why do we go to them for a handout?
Why do we go to them for anything?
Right. Why aren't we building our own?
Why aren't we building our own?
You know what I'm saying?
But the money that they're supposed to be giving us, we could be doing all that with it.
But we don't even need their money. That's the point that we saying right now. We don't even need their money if we do the right thing.
Get out our way, give us our land.
That's it.
Right.
Let us do our own infrastructure.
Yeah.
We call it whatever, just like Chinatown's called Chinatown.
Right.
Give us the right to call something.
Yeah, and give us our own police, our own whatever.
Right, and this is one of the reasons why I also work with BCIC. Big shout out to Siddiqui.
Oh wow, how old is he?
Huh? Siddiqui?
Yeah.
1,000 years old. Oh, take that out. Take that out.
Siddiqui, shout out. Shout out to the man.
For a while.
If y'all know Siddiqui, comment down low. Tell us where you know him from and what type of action he put in for you.
Oh, he's something else. He's a fighter.
Let me ask y'all this.
Mecca is the reason why you got Siddiqui. You got a money house because of Siddiqui. A lot of the name changes. It's because of Siddiqui. And I worked with him on those campaigns, and I got to see it grassroots. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's even like the fight that he's got now, where the library is called Roxbury Library. He wants to be known as Nubian Library, but he has resistance. And guess what? From who? From the board. So it's crazy. Okay. Even my initiative of trying to getting Dudley. If everybody knows who Dudley is, the Dudley family was the biggest slave owners in Massachusetts. They was also a part of the slave trade. They made their money from selling human flesh. You know what I'm saying? And these people are on our streets like honoring. Hey, yeah, maybe they've done good things for their culture.
Right.
But you took another culture in order to do those good things for
Like
your
a
culture.
leech.
So it doesn't make it any worse. So therefore, the fight for changing Nubian Square became my fight. And me sitting and talking to someone that looks like me, and I'm still call that Dudley. That's Dudley.
Right.
Bro, when you gonna
Ignorance.
one of the things we gotta learn how to do is respect our ancestors.
Right.
That's what we're here to fight for. You want no reason why you here? Okay, you're here to make a difference. That's what you're here to do.
Yep. So, let me ask you this. Borders open or borders closed?
Ain't my job to close nothing. This is God's earth.
Right.
If you say this is God's earth, who are you to put up a wall?
Yeah.
Great China did it. It didn't work for them.
How do you feel about a lot of the resources from Boston going into people who is coming here from overseas? Borders open. How do you feel about the people coming here and then receiving the resources that a lot of people here aren't getting?
And that's the problem. Okay? I don't mind who comes as long as there's fair and equal treatment.
To everybody.
Take care of home must be a priority. Anything outside of that can get the leftovers.
You came from over the borders. What do you feel about it? Like, how do you feel about, people not having resources here? You see a lot of homeless people. You see there's no businesses, black businesses up and down Blue
no.
Ave.
Well, I
Warren
always,
Street.
I'm not from here. I'm not, I'm from, where?
Oh, T, where you from? Where you from?
Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
Right? But I always fight for that where I could have a problem what's happening right now with people coming from other places and black Americans still waiting for housing. And people come and they get housing right away. I think
Yes.
it's disgusting. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not from here. And I think people have to start talking about that.
$1.3 trillion sent to the Israeli people because they're starving.
Right.
What?
Yes. Yeah. So all that and people have to talk about it, and people have to also, people who come in from other places have to know that they were able to come here through the blood of black Americans.
Exactly.
And the ancestors who died, you understand, through the hands of the white. But they don't want to hear that.
Nope.
And I've been saying that since I come to this country.
Have
And
anybody
people
ever,
have to be able to talk about that.
have anybody ever came at you with racial slander or treated you any way that you felt like they treated you that way because you were colored or black or whatever they may call you?
No, I don't think, nothing colored, because I always tell people that I'm not colored, don't call me colored. I'm not a colored person, please.
And let me say this. This is immigration all the way around. Once Christopher Columbus stepped his little toe on the sand, that was immigration right there. You feel me?
Right.
The only thing that's native is the Indians.
Right.
Right.
So make it make sense.
So was there? So there were you? Do you think there was black people here already?
Oh yes,
Of
yes,
course.
of course. You know, now we're talking about Moors and getting across the Moors who travel, you know, around the
On the
world.
little boats, they jump in the boats and they head wherever it is. It's just where I come from. You know what I mean? It's like Venezuela. They get in the boat and they head out to Venezuela and they go from South America wherever they go.
Travels. They got
They
people who just want to travel.
right, they just travel.
They just didn't have a motor.
Right.
And they just go.
It was in shape. They was in shape, man.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, here they come, they make borders. Okay, you can't go across here. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have a passport to go across there. We have to have papers to go across there. Before they didn't have, people just go.
Yeah, you just go. Now you gotta have a passport or a me ID.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I am who I am.
That one right there got me.
You know?
That one right there got
You know,
Which is ridiculous.
for real, it's like, okay, when do we stop? When do we start making a lot of this make sense? You know, I go on my radio show and I do joke about it a lot, and I'm being a little humorous here, but the facts are right there in your face. And if you are letting those facts sit there and not picking them up and doing something or finding a way of how you can be a part of the initiative to change, then it's what you do.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of times you got to understand this. The outspoken individuals like myself and so forth, we have to limit what we got to be outspoken about, because then, you know, we're talking about taking funding and money and changing lives, not for, you know, the lives of our people, but the lives of those motherfuckers that's called 1%.
right.
All right? And when you start dipping in their pots, you know, they have the buttons to erase because they have a hold of all of our accounts.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a lot we have to look at, and you know, I say black people stand up and build a country inside this white country right now.
Yeah, but the trouble is, well, what to do? We have to educate each other, because you'll be hearing people saying, I am. You know, like people will say to me, "What are you? Are you Spanish? Are you Portuguese?" No, I'm not. I'm a black person. What are you talking about?
That's the part of division. That's
Yes,
the practice of
they
division
divide
in the humanity and race
Right.
part of it. That's
You know what I'm saying? You have to keep on telling people. It's like, come on, man, come on.
I had people
or
tell
you have
me-
good hair, or you have good hair.
Right. Like people don't have hair. All different types of people.
Yeah.
Just got hair.
You know,
It's just hair.
you said that I didn't do all this. The white man came down there and he screwed everybody you could think about.
Now, I have
That's
friends
why
tell
we have
me-
all these different colors.
I had friends tell me, you know, I'm I'm black, and they be like, you ain't black, you Trinidadian.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Trinidad is just a name of the country.
so I'm just a country then? Like,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Like, yeah, people are really messed up.
But you gotta also say like this: the country is dumbing itself down. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Common sense, comprehension,
Yep.
all of those things have become. Come on, we'd rather watch a pregnant woman getting stomped in the middle of the street before we watch someone helping a pregnant woman
Yeah.
across the street.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
This is the mindset they have us twisted in now.
Yeah.
And believe in. You know?
Yep.
When we can always turn all that around. You know? One is based on, I'm gonna tell everybody this, key is knowledge. You know? And if you knowledge yourself, you don't have to knowledge yourself about everything. Knowledge yourself in just the thing you want to be knowledgeable of.
Right.
You know? One of my students told me, I'm a walking library, and I asked him why. He says, "Cause you know a lot, and you only you be like, oh, never mind. I want to talk about that." But love you, Jason. But I'm gonna get you. The facts of what I've learned is because I took heed in my life. You know what I'm saying? We don't take heed in our lives. We look outside of our lives. You know, we whether, you know, because we're in the rat race. You know, I want to get the better job. I want to get the car. I want to get the girl. I want to get the this. I want to get the... We're in the rat race.
Right.
Not realizing the rat race is a deception. It is to take ourselves off of our true focus. Because if we go into ourselves and find our true focus, we'll find real answers that we were really looking for of who we are. You know, we've lost that. We don't teach our kids that. We don't teach, you know, we don't listen to our elders.
Right.
No.
We look at our elders like, man, that was so long ago. Cut it out.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
Not realizing the cycle.
It's the same thing over and over again. It may look like it changed, but things are the same.
When I was younger, time was so slow. Now,
Right.
now what?
Yo.
Wait a minute, yo, I just got up. What's
I
up?
know, man.
And it's crazy. Even when I get on the radio show, we get lost like that. Especially when we're on hot topics and good conversation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like, people, wake up. Just educate yourself and get knowledge. I always say the best way to a best career is volunteer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, that's how I got to a lot of places, man. Volunteering, being around the right people, and just going to trainings and trying to get as much into my mind as positive as possible.
Absolutely. Once you find that vessel to volunteer for, it can take you to a lot of doors that you wouldn't get if you wasn't in it. And some people, you know, shun on volunteering.
Right.
I'm here to tell you, don't. You know, not because I'm successful in what I do, and I you know, I'm an entrepreneur and a venture capitalist that, you know, kind of knows how to make his life stable. It can happen for anybody, you know. When the thing that opened my eyes is, I'm a returning citizen with a barrier, but I came home into becoming the third vice president of the oldest, boldest black organization on the planet.
That's fire. Let's get a clap for that. Let's get a clap for that. Because that's unheard of in a lot of our places we come from.
Well, I'm here to say, yo, don't let that be the obstacle.
Right.
Move that out the way.
Move it out the way.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's funny because especially some of my old friends that I, you know, run across and stuff. I used to run from the cops. Now I'm controlling the cops. You feel me?
Right.
And the greatest power is William Gross. Appreciate you. When we got William Gross to be our chief of police, everybody shunned it, but y'all didn't get it. Y'all was supposed to, at that particular time, we were supposed to go rally around him.
Yeah.
Versus, he's a white this, he's
right. Uncle
and
John,
this is Uncle Tom, all that good stuff. This is what we do. But it was up to us to make him a greater for us. Because if you keep calling me Uncle Tom and you keep calling me names,
I ain't doing nothing for you.
I wouldn't care. What?
He was a cool dude too, man. He was very cool.
Big shout outs to Willie Gross.
Big shout outs to you, man. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope you out there doing
And here's another exclusive. There was police officers that was in control at the time, being very vague. But there was police officers in that time that was causing my incarceration, so I had to get rid of him. And once I found a vehicle,
right,
and I was able to do it,
right.
Trust me, I did it. And
That's another important thing, is because a lot of us feel like we gotta be against the police for the rest of our life. We don't have to like them. We don't have to like them. We don't have to chill with them. None of that. But you don't have to be against them. If you had something going on with police officers in the past, there's a way to change that. Because I definitely was one of them that got searched every day, bothered every day. Just my mother right here. I don't know if I told y'all this, but she knows, like, every time I went outside, I had a problem. And now it's today where I feel, and it was a time where I thought that I'd never get over this issue with, I used to hate police also. You know, I never thought I'd get over those issues, but today there's a lot of police officers out there that I respect, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I don't have to worry about them when I'm driving down the street. I don't get pulled over and bothered today, so that's a blessing.
And
I like to see that type of stuff come out of the work that was done, and I was participating in the work. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, what do you feel about the miracle back in the days?
You want to know the truth about the miracle?
Let me hear
It
some
had
truth
nothing to do with the church. It had nothing to do with the
city
mayor.
and the mayor.
It had nothing to do with the police department.
They're talking about it
You
to
want to know the
this day.
truth? Wait a minute. No.
Focused on Mr. Charles Stewart as a suspect.
There had been, we were now told, no black gunman after all. No robbery.
A racially charged murder that had police frisking young blacks at random and legislators crying for the death penalty was instantly transformed into an ugly domestic killing.
Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan have been hit by a series of shootings, stabbings, and beatings. Much of
Two
the violence.
teenagers were gunned down near a Roxbury playground.
And they're taking all the
Do
credit.
you want to know the truth?
Let's hear it.
What's
Another exclusive.
Another excuse?
You don't know what
Oh,
the
you
miracle is? Back in the 90s
Boston
when
Miracle.
the crime rate went all the way down. Boston Miracle?
Let me. I'm gonna first start off with by not naming off some names and some groups and stuff like that. I'm gonna say big shout outs to LG, Bulldogs, all of the wise guys.
Wise guys, LG, let's go. What about Benzino?
Yeah, Benzino.
Big shout out to Benzino, let's go.
Big shout out to Benzino. And now, the reason why I did that is these individuals were streetwise brothers. All right, there was other brothers that was out there that, you know, a few of us got together that knew who led what. We were all in the entertainment, and this is when I just totally left Universal Records. It was funny. Anyway, we gathered these individuals and offered them a record deal. Now, a lot of these individuals don't even know my involvement. You know, you're getting exclusive like mom, because I'm always behind the scenes, and I always kept it that way. But right now it's good. It's over some decades. I can talk about it and tell it, because this is history that should be told.
That's a fact.
And these lies should be exposed. Okay. It was a group of individuals in a record label that funded this tour where we was able to take these individuals off the street. Now, the only way you can stay on the tour and you get paid, you gotta control your group. Control your group. It was so effective. Because we was dealing with the nuances of making the tour happen and stuff, that we couldn't pay attention to it. You know, we knew that, you know, okay, Humboldt ain't fighting with Franklin. We know Columbia Point ain't taking down on Seaver. You know what I'm saying? And that lasted for a good year, especially while they were all on tour and stuff like that. And that is the truth about it. The city had nothing to do with nothing. It was because these individuals was actually contracted to actually go on tour, and we took them to a different experience. And you know, the brothers that was in the front row of me, I give them shout outs, and they did what they had to do and made this happen.
That's dope, because I go to the meetings and I hear the mayor today speaking about it. Do you think she even knows the background about it? Mayor Wu, you better be checking out this interview right now so you can really understand the background of what really happened with the Boston Miracle. Because I heard you out there speaking about how great the city did to create this Boston Miracle.
No, the city didn't. City had. Again, I'm gonna say it. I'll step my foot on it. We can bring up Ray Benzino up here and get him to tell it.
Bring him up.
You know what I'm saying? We can bring
Antonio,
all these brothers up. If I can get in touch with even some of the people from the label, I would love to have them come up here and talk about what they did. But see, again, they won't give no shine to our actions because they didn't look at it like that. You know? And especially when somebody got stabbed in the club.
Right. Paul Pierce.
Yeah, things was really going to, and what
that destroyed everything, though, right?
Yeah, it kind of like, you know, good things ain't forever.
Right.
First off and foremost, if y'all think good things are forever, stop it. understand there's ups and downs and everything. It's up to you how you deal with those ups and those downs. You feel me? You know, and again, the city capitalized on that because again, the crime rate went down. The police and all that bullshit stuff didn't have nothing to do, you know, and it was beautiful for a moment. And I wish I was here to, you know, to absolutely see it with my own eyes. But I didn't catch it until I came home, and then it was like what, 3, maybe 4 weeks. Back to normal. Back to normal.
We out here on the grind.
You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of crazy. And again, I was walking away from the I can't say we was an organization. We was just a group of individuals that had a vision, and you know, it began to be a tussle match, especially around because funding was coming in and stuff like that. And again, behind in education, that I learned that, you know, paperwork and, you know, how you got to keep up with balance sheets and line items and all of this stuff, because you got to answer the question when the question comes, where's mine? You know what I'm saying? And we were trying to do it where the budget that the label is allowing us for the tour to be able to pay the artists for the tour as well as they make extra money on the tour. So it was tight. It was structured, but it was like almost, how do you say, on the fly too. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everything was like on the fly because we wanted to answer and we wanted to do something. And one of the ones, especially hip hop at that time, was really taking off. The gangster rap was taking off. We wanted to do something with these individuals and see what it turned out. But it wasn't just Boston. It was in other cities as well.
Oh, really?
You know, so that's the other part that nobody talks about or knows about. And the only ones that will know about it is the people that were really involved, active in it, and active in the movement of that whole spawn of what came out of it.
That's a whole podcast in itself.
But that's also to show you, if you give the opportunity, you eliminate the what? Crime.
Right. The problem.
And that's the whole thing, is opportunity is our key source to eliminating crime, especially within our race. Because we was never given an opportunity, but we were always meant to survive. You feel me?
So, before we wrap it up, right? It just made me think about the fact that the Irish and the Italians back in the days was the gangsters and was the ones in the gangs killing each other. Running the city. And now running the city. And now today they even running the city, but then now they're police officers, they're mayors, and you know, they got their areas that they run within the city as far as business goes.
Yes. See, I always say City Hall was always in the combat zone. Now when the combat zone closed down.
Remember when they come? Oh my God! Hell yes. Harry used to hang out there. Harry, you remember Harry? Remember Harry Hippie?
Harry the Hippie. Yep.
Right.
Oh my goodness, this is a small world. But yeah, you know
that place there. The combat zone.
The old regime has gotten so old that the new, which is the new breed that they it's on a whole nother wave. That's something everybody's got to pay attention to, because you really don't know where that wave is going. You know, but you still have the old guards in their positions. You know, so it's a toss-up, folks. Like I said, knowledge is power. If you study the craft in which you seek, maybe something will build that. But the last thing I really want to say is this: community runs government. Without you, there is no government. So you should form together to start telling the government how you need to be governed. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of the government telling you how they're going to govern you. You know, and that's one of the major fights I got in Rhode Island. I'm trying to get my team up here in Boston to keep on watchdog, watch eye on things to do up here as well.
Word.
But again, it's all up to y'all, man. Y'all gotta step up, and I understand. It's money, because you gotta pay the bill, the light bill, the baby's crying, milk, food, this, that, and everything. But guess what? Because you didn't step up, that's why the price is what it is.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why this is Pan World Podcasting, because unless we come together and have these conversations, have these educational, you know what I'm saying, sessions, and really build with each other, we won't have no direction or know where to go, how to build with each other. So it's like, if you want to know how to build with this man, you can look up. Where can they look you up?
Google me.
Google my man, you heard? Google my man. He coming up.
Google me. No, actually, if you did Google me, you'll see everything that comes up about me, which shocked me, and that's one of the reasons why my student said what he was saying, because he got to study a lot of my background, how I joined the George Floyd riot and here in Boston, how I stood between the state police and the rioters, and I was able to hold them back, because they was gonna sick the dogs on the people.
Wow.
Yo. Shout outs to the white allies, but stop being so dumb. You don't have to sacrifice for us. Okay, moving on. They was gonna sick the dogs on them, and I had, prevented the state police and everybody from clashing.
Wow.
But we shut down the highway from the South Bay way.
South Bay.
Yeah,
I was there.
Oh well, I was the guy in the suit jacket and the overcoat. Now, hey, you should. The picture in the Globe was crazy. I was like, yo, they got me look like Martin Luther King or somebody, yo. And I was just serious. And it was. I understand what they were trying to do. But I think the marches are so old and they're used to it. You're only giving them a reason to try to go militant.
Right, okay.
We need to reverse that and stop and take out militant from our police departments. I was a part of also preventing the Boston police from receiving the military tank that they were going to be receiving. For what?
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you. They got the Jeep, but we stopped them on the tank thing.
Wow.
It would have helped.
Do come blowing up buildings or something?
I don't know.
You got some helicopters or something they trying to take out?
Because in other states they do some of that stuff. They're allowed to do some of that stuff. And again, outside. We always look outside. We need to come inside and start educating ourselves to some of the things that we feel would be.
Isn't it they go to the isn't it in Georgia one of those places where they're building an army?
Oh yeah, they're teaching the whole police department on the military tactics in defense.
Yes, instead of going to Israel to be trained.
They do it here now?
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize that police officers in our country get trained by Israel.
Yes, they're trained.
Yes, but that is not the northern part. That is the western part.
Okay.
Or is it east? I'm sorry, no, eastern part. It's the eastern part.
Trained by Israel. Israel army is terrible.
Is Israel sort of? But more or less, I think we train Israel because we provide them with the tools. Listen. Make it make sense. That's what we're
going with. Make it make sense. We outside. It's a vibe. I want to know if anybody, you got anything to say before we wrap it up? No? You sure?
Catch me every Tuesday, 9 to 11. WRBB 104.5 FM. Love you.
Love you. Bow.
It's
Thank
time
you, y'all.
to come out and what?
Come out, come together,
build up, and build up.
Stop spending your money on sneakers,
clothes, and
cars to look better than your friends.
Stop spending your money and giving the Asian people all that money. Please.
Stop wearing the eyelashes, the weave, and the nails. You look ridiculous.
Right. Hey, don't you see the afro? Go back to your
natural roots.
A lot of y'all are losing the roots.
Yeah.
Because you're not sticking to the roots. If you don't stick to it, you're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna wrap it up there.
That's it.
Okay.